models of school governance explained. Okay, school governance models describe how authority, decision-making, and accountability are structured in education systems. The main models include centralized, decentralized, and shared governance model. So first, centralized model. In a centralized model, district-led control provides uniform policies and resources, ensuring consistency across schools but often limits local flexibility to adapt. So, centralized governance authority is concentrated at national or regional level. Example, Ministry of Department of Education. So, in features, uniform policies in curriculum across schools, limited autonomy for principals and teachers, and strong government oversight. Number 2, decentralized model. The decentralized model grants school-level autonomy, allowing schools to make decisions that best suit their community's needs while fostering innovation and responsiveness. And number 3, shared governance model. Shared governance promotes collaborative decision-making among stakeholders, balancing input from school boards, educators, and families, but can sometimes lead to slower decision processes. Mechanisms of accountability in schools. Accountability in school means ensuring that teachers, leaders, and institutions are answerable for student learning, resource use, and overall performance. So, key mechanisms of accountability in schools. Performance evaluations. Performance evaluations help ensure that both teachers and school leaders meet high standards, fostering a culture of continuous improvement in educational practices. So, mechanisms of accountability in school, first is performance monitoring. Okay, i-monitor po natin, ginamonitor po ang performance ng mga bata like student achievement, hindi lang sa mga bata, pati na rin sa mga teachers, teacher evaluation, school performance reports, then transparency and reporting. Okay, example, a school publishes its school report card showing test scores, dropout rates, and financial spending. Parents review the report in a community assembly. Then, standardized testing. Standardized testing provides measurable data on student progress, allowing educators and administrators to identify areas needing support and enhance learning outcomes. Financial audits. Financial audits promote transparency and responsibility in budgeting, ensuring that resources are allocated effectively to support educational goals and initiatives. So in short, accountability mechanisms in schools like performance monitoring, transparency, community participation, government oversight, and professional standards ensure that education remains effective, fair, and trustworthy. Governance challenges. Governance in schools is essential for structure and accountability, but it also faces serious challenges that can weaken education systems if not addressed. These challenges often arise from balancing authority, resources, and community needs. Best practices for governance. Clear rules. Clearly defined rules enhance accountability and efficiency. So, clear roles and responsibilities define the authority of principals, teachers, school boards, and governing councils. Avoid overlap or confusion in decision making. Number 2, transparent communication. Open lines of communication foster trust among stakeholders. Transparency and accountability. Publish school performance reports. Example, report cards in the Philippines. Share financial information openly with parents and communities. Establish monitoring systems to track student outcomes and resource use. And inclusive participation. Engaging all stakeholders promotes shared responsibility and input. So, engage parents, students, and community leaders in governance through PTEs and school governing councils. And ensure marginalized groups, indigenous learners, children with disabilities have presentation. In short, best practices in governance emphasize clarity, transparency, participation, capacity building, and equity. They ensure schools are not only well managed but also responsive to the needs of learners and communities. Regular monitoring and evaluation. First, continuous feedback. Regular feedback informs ongoing improvement efforts. Then, data analysis. Analyzing performance data drives strategic decisions and goal setting. Clear goals guide improvement and accountability efforts. Successful governance and action. It means schools are managed in ways that balance authority, accountability, and community involvement, producing real improvements in student learning and school performance. So, characteristics of school governance: clear leadership, transparency and accountability, community engagement, equitable resource management, and evidence-based decision making. Steps to implement. So here are the steps to implement. Establish clear structures. Define roles of principals, teachers, school boards, and governing councils. Create school governing councils or SGCs or parent-teacher associations or PTAs to involve stakeholders. Next step, set vision, mission, and goals. Align school goals with national policies. Develop a school improvement plan or SIP that reflects local needs and priorities. Next steps, build capacity of leaders and teachers. Provide training in leadership, financial management, and instructional supervision. Offer continuous professional development for teachers. And the last, ensure transparency. Publish school performance reports. Share financial information openly with parents and communities. The continuation of steps to implement. Engage parents and communities. Involve parents in decision making through PTEs and SGCs. Partner with local government units or LGUs, NGOs, and business for resources and support. Then implement monitoring and evaluation. Track student achievement, attendance, and dropout rates. Conduct classroom observation and teacher evaluations. And next steps, promote equity and inclusion. Allocate resources fairly, prioritizing disadvantaged schools. Ensure governance structures represent marginalized groups. And the last, review and improve continuously. Regularly evaluate governance policies and practices. Adjust based on feedback, data, and changing educational needs. Key takeaways. Effective governance and accountability are crucial for achieving success in educational settings. Strong governance structures foster collaboration among stakeholders, ensuring that all voices are heard. When schools prioritize accountability, they create a culture of transparency and responsibility. This leads to improved student outcomes and overall school performance. By understanding and implementing best practices in governance, schools can thrive in their mission to provide quality education to all students. Summary in conclusion. The importance of governance and accountability in schools cannot be overstated. Effective leadership fosters a culture of responsibility, ensuring that students achieve their potential. When all stakeholders are engaged, schools can thrive, enhancing trust within the community and improving outcomes. Collaboration is key to effective governance. Empowered voices lead to better education outcomes. Okay, that's all my report. Once again, good morning and thank you.